It's time for some Tuesday night CCL action. We got bangers to deliver and implications to arrive at. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Cruisin', and we're here to bring it. We got big matches yesterday that we looked at. Lots of 3-0s here and there, but, I mean, to go alongside them, a few Game 5s just showing, Jesse, how much things are closing in the CCL inside Stage 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those banger matches we got today, I mean, obviously our first one on the screen, you can see it here. It's Florida Gulf Coast University going up against UTC, and that's going to be a really good one. But I mean, we even have ICC versus Texas State coming up next. They're going to be fighting for some seeding. And then the banger of a match, the last one tonight. Unfortunately, me and Colin aren't casting that match because I would absolutely love to. But it's Northwood versus Bay State. It's pretty much a battle for first place in terms of seeding and overall seeding inside of the CCL. I'm sure whoever wins that will find themselves solely sitting in first in terms of the power rankings. So I mean, we're in for a crazy night of Call of Duty.
Hey, you know, I wish I was casting it too, but we're just gonna have to sit in a Discord call, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the ride, because I'm sure it's gonna be a great one, and I'm excited to see when that does happen, Jesse. But what we do have to look at for today, our first match of the day, is gonna be UTC versus FGCU. Now, this is a big one because, like you were saying, it's looking at Mox to clinch a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Mox is really looking for that win here today. They're currently sitting inside of the division in the Southeast at 4-4 at the moment, and unfortunately they're sitting in sixth place. But like you said, if they get that win today, they can clinch that spot. And if you clinch the spot, you're basically guaranteed that spot inside of the playoffs. So it's exactly where you want to be finishing, inside of that top 8 in the top cut, and you'll be guaranteed to be in that 64-team playoff.
I mean, hey, you know what's better than starting in the 64-team playoff before everybody else? But I mean, even FGCU, they got something going for them today. You know, they need to start here. FGCU looking at 3 match wins in a row to secure themselves a playoff spot. But here, when we look at the head-to-head, Jesse, I mean, you could definitely see that there is a difference between both sides. Mox sitting at the favor right now, 13-4, whereas FGCU a little bit below that, 10-6.
Yeah, it's a couple small little nuances, a little bit differences here and there between these two teams. I mean, funny enough, though, both teams had almost identical records coming out of Stage 1. When you look at it, I believe it was Florida Gulf Coast came out at 9-1, Mox came out at 10-1. Both teams were looking fantastic. And then Stage 2 hit FGCU like a brick wall, and Mox are kind of slipping and sliding their way through Stage 2 currently. I mean, they're sitting at a 4-4 record, like I said, in their in terms of top cut competition. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but it's definitely a lot better than FGCU's current 2-6 record. And like you said, FGCU to make the playoffs, I mean, they're gonna have to win their next 3 matches, and I mean, I'm struggling to see where that's going to come from.
Hey, Jesse, smooth seas don't make good sailors. So, I mean, it's rocky for both of these teams right now. But let's take a look at these rosters indeed. Introducing our home team first, it's FGCU. And we're looking at the representation. It's Justin, Kirsch, Beeser, and Tippin.
And this roster is a very good roster. I mean, they looked really good, like I said, through a lot of Stage 1. It's really just been Stage 2 against other top cut teams where this team has really been struggling. Look for Justin and Kirchy to still be leading the way for this roster. But I think what we're really looking at today is Beeser and Tippin. To go up against top teams like UTC, you need these two players to be playing not even at 100%. They need to be playing over and above what they can at 110% going into this matchup.
For sure they do, especially, I mean, like you say, for this matchup, players across them, it is nobody to overlook. The away team for the night, Mox COD. And this is a team, you know, coming into the CCL, Jesse, with something to prove. You're looking at Click, Red Chase, Slim, and Superior.
And that duo of Clicks and Red Chase, you know exactly what you're going to get from these guys. They are going to be constantly at the top of the leaderboard, maybe even more so Clicks than Red Chase lately, because Red Chase seems to have fallen back maybe a little bit from how well Clicks is playing. And I don't know if that's necessarily Clicks is just playing above and beyond, or if Red Chase isn't just playing up to the same level where he was before. But again, the 2 bottom players on this roster, I don't want to say bottom, but on that you can see on the stat sheet here, or on the sheet, it's Slim and Superior. And yeah, unfortunately, it's where they've been finishing a lot of the times on this roster, towards the bottom. And they need to play up to Clicks and Red Chase's levels up against other top cut teams, and they just haven't been in those losses that they have inside of Stage 2 so far.
It's the recipe to success. It's what you need, especially with playoffs coming around the corner and LCQ if you don't make it right away. But let's set the mood, Jesse. Let's look at the maps. Let's take a look at our series. A best of 5 to go through, and Hey, look at that. Tuscan, Tuscan, Tuscan. A gap two in Berlin if it does go the distance, but a whole lot of Tuscan. And you know what I'm smelling off of that? A whole lot of Volk.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. When we looked at this map set the first time, I was like, oh, I'm sensing a Volk will be coming out. And I mean, we know from FGCU there's two players that do like to use the Volt in Kirchi and Tippin. And I feel like Tuscan's the perfect map for that Volk. You get a lot of little mid-range engagements where that gun can just absolutely shred. We saw a lot of that last weekend when we were watching Major 2 from the CDL. You got to see it there for the first time. We've seen it inside of the CCL quite a few times before that, but you saw just how powerful that gun can be on a map like Tuscan. And Colin, I mean, classic us, though. We didn't get any Tuscan yesterday, so they're going to hit us with the triple Tuscan to start us off for the match today.
It's just how it goes, you know? You miss it on the one day, it's definitely going to catch up in the next. It always happens when we're casting. I feel like we can never escape Tuscan, no matter what week it is. Every single week, it's always Tuscan, me and you. It's maybe a curse. Who knows? It's not a bad curse, I guess, to have. But I mean,
I'm here for Tuscan.
Something that's consistent, and I'm here for it as well. But Jesse, when we talk about these teams and, you know, the keys to victory for themselves, we can start with FGCU on this one because, you know, as we're looking at this history of FGCU through the CCL year, this year, it hasn't really been the best when you're looking at search and destroy. So you're really looking at them to battle early in like the respawns, look to take it in 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So the stats we showed you guys on screen before were their overall season stats up against stage 2 competition, and inside that other top, like in the top tier competition, they're 1-7 in search and destroy right now. That is abysmal. You literally cannot win championships or win matches going 1-7 in S&D. It is just not good enough for this roster for UTC or for FGCU. You need to simply be better in S&D. And I think a great example of that was again from stage 2 this past weekend. LAG went undefeated in S&D throughout the entire tournament. What happened? They won the championship, right? So it's just a simple thing. FGCU, they need to be working on their S&D. And honestly, today going into this, I feel like the only way they win this is probably by winning all 3 respawns. But you know what? There's always that chance that you can steal that S&D.
And you know, you guys might be sitting there like, it wasn't only just search and destroys, but come on. The amount of game 5s that we saw LAG in, I mean, it took a lot of grit and tenacity to get through those game 5s. And search and destroy, I mean, that's where it's all going to end. And that's where you really need to step up when you are looking at the long run inside Call of Duty. So let's hop into Tuscan. Map number 1, Search and Destroy, will come later. It's hard point to start this one off as we're going to be looking at Justin to lead the way.
See, FGCU, they're going to be the team in the blue. I know we've got 2 blue score cards over the top, but it's going to be UTC in the yellow arrows. You've got Florida Gulf Coast in the blue just to kind of keep it for everybody, see what you guys can see. But off the rip, a great break off for UTC. Not only do they get inside the hill, but I mean, they get a clean 4-man wipe for the most part besides click falling.
It's a good time for the Mox right now. You can see that FGCU looking to hold on to the better spawns for the rotation to P2. Haven't let anybody slip through just yet, and in fact, they're going to find a break as well. How long can they hold on? Doesn't seem like it's going to be too long, as there is the pressure here from the Mox, but a 1-for-1 trade. Justin still keeping his toes in the water. Has a little bit of trouble, as you can see the contention does unfold, but big kill out of Red Chase, looking to get that scrap time. It's still a toss-up. Looks like Tippin's going to grab it, but eyes on the rotation as we're going to look at Kirsch to see if he can take down Superior. That's a big one. And a second. Maybe a third. Maybe no. Red Chase won't let that happen.
He predicted it. He had the right idea, just unfortunately couldn't find the third one. It would have been a pretty remarkable play to hold on to those spawns, but the big play that was off screen was actually Superior right off the start of that, pushed all the way through the command center, snuck his way through the back, and actually got these spawns for UTC, and now they're reaping the reward of it here in Hill 2. Well,
I mean, Superior got that, but right now, FGCU looking for the break from the front line. Red Chase snaps onto one. You can see split from each side. It's still a battle for time for the last 30 seconds into this hill. Click's going to win the fight on the back end, running that Volk as well. They see contention into the hill. Justin looking to stay alive for too long. It's going to be slim to take him down, and you can see one last player remaining on that end of the coast for Florida Gulf Coast as it's a race to P3.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from FGCU here. 15 seconds left on the hill. They say, hey, you know what? We don't even need to worry about this time. And actually, UTC thought the exact same thing as both teams, trying to make the run across the map, trying to get into the back line here. And it's going to be a couple gunfights being won by UTC, so they should hold the top of the mini-map. But you can see Florida Gulf Coast, because they have that bottom side spawn, you're just going to spawn up and you can reinforce this hill so quickly.
Waiting from the back. Florida Gulf Coast reinforcing indeed, but it's mounting to nothing. Slim is cutting them down, Jesse. 3 in a row, not allowing any of those respawns really to spell trouble from the back end. It's going to be flipped on ahead, and now Florida Gulf Coast attacking from the front. Beaster leading the way, finds 2. Kirsch at 3rd for the break. Still going to have some players here from UTC to contest through this middle side of the map. It's going to be slim to find an opening, but shut down from Justin.
And that's a big break from FGCU to come in from the front line to be able to get back into this hill. If you allowed UTC to get the remainder of that time, they would have been up, what, almost 50, 60 seconds at the end of this hill. So even just to contest that back 20 there, to get a couple seconds for yourself and not allow that big lead to come yet, that's a huge, huge break there for FGCU just to keep this game close for the time being.
Still battle for this P4. It's going to pop open. Mox in control to start this one off, but it does look like FGCU, they want to take this from a pinch. You're looking at player number 5 to open up this map. Beaster trying to make a play around the backside of it. Does spawn out this player as well for the Mox, so it's going to be a 2-on-3 on the inside of it. Tippin alongside with Superior. Team kill from Red Chase, still finding the kill into Tippin, so Mox holding on for now as you lose the spawns in the back, but you're holding on to time on the inside. 30 seconds to play for. How long can you hold on when you don't have spawns in your favor? Click says he'll hold on as long as he wants to, but it doesn't seem like he wants to anymore. Beaster's finally going to find the kill onto him with the last 20 seconds. It's looking like FGCU going to have it.
Oh, spawns are so important on this map, and that's exactly why you saw FGCU in that last hill put so much focus on trying to hold on to the majority of the time there. But actually, they're going to be broken for the last 10, so they won't even end up finding majority of time on that hill, and it's still they pretty much handshake that hill. Both teams split the same amount of time, and it's still just a 30-second lead for UTC, and they actually win the rotation over to Command Center as well. So now Florida Gulf Coast, they need to try to find a break here.
Big 2 out of Slim. It seems like Mox here first all the time. FGCU, they need to start breaking these hills earlier. They need to start rotating earlier. Nice nade from Beaster will open things up. Can you make anything out of it? Nope. It's going to be another 2 from Mox to shut down another attack out of FGCU. And just look how far they're spawning. You can see in Mox, they understand this. They're going to be pushing these gunfights so early on the outside and winning them. 3 go down again. It's only Justin to hold something tight for FGCU in for the contention. Does find the kill onto Kirsch, but 20 seconds left. You need to start worrying about the rotations.
Yeah, and at the end of the first set of rotations, we're pretty much going to have double the amount of points for UTC than over the opponent in FGCU. So, I mean, it's a very good start here for Mox COD. I mean, you get exactly what you want, 117 to what, right around 66 right off the rip here, 68. So we head back over towards P1, and again, this last hill, last time through UTC, very much so. As soon as they got the break, they were able to dominate this hill, get off to a very quick lead inside of this map, and it's looking very good for them already. Not really reading the spawns right off the rip here so far, but look at this. The arrows turn right around, and they can get right back into this hill.
Jesse, look at Superior going into the second set. He's 7-10. He hasn't seen anyone. He is having no interactions. Just playing for the routes, making sure that he's the guy to lock down spawns.
I mean, it's hard when you're running the AR, right? Because, especially on this hill, because you've got all of your subs doing so much work right now. I mean, you've got Red Chase at 20, 21, and 12. You've got Click running the Volk, which is the flex gun, running around at 24 and 12. They're doing so much work that he doesn't even really have to do anything. Like you said, just lock down the spawns, and you are absolutely off to a good shot here. And you can already see that is exactly what you're getting right now from Slim and Superior. You leave 2 players inside the hill, and those 2 run all the way across the map to now try to set up for the new hill.
You know what you're going to get out of Click. He's got 5 in a row, maybe playing for those streaks. You can see on that mini-map does have an interaction to the mid. It is going to get 6 in a row, so that strafing run is acquired, but no glide bomb, and that strafing run won't be able to be used inside of the map, Jesse. So unable to get that glide bomb, a little bit of a hit, but a big lead right now for UDC.
Yeah, no glide bombs are unfortunately being earned there, but that's got to be a kind of wiping some sweat off your eyebrows if you're FGCU, because that glide bomb really could have put you in a bad spot. You're already down 100 points. Last thing you wanted to do was give them any streaks. Spawns do flip in the back like you call out, but UTC, with the amount of time left on this, I feel like this is not when you want to have those back spawns.
You see Red Chase, he's making a dash over to P3. Well, the rest of your team looking to maybe hop in for a little bit of a late contention back to P2, but with winner's advantage, they don't want this, Jesse. Superior, one last shot at this hill, but the rest of UTC, they're setting up for P3.
They absolutely are, and you can see FGCU, they're trying to put focus on pushing through the bottom side of the map once again. That's exactly the same thing we saw in the last set of rotations. They put a ton of focus on holding on to rooftop spawns. Did not work out for them, because even when they were able to reinforce quickly, they just got dropped. Everybody spawned out, and you just saw a good hold from UTC before Florida Gulf Coast hit it and broke from the front.
Hit it, break from the front, Click, breaks right back in. Nice kill into Justin up top. Tries to snap onto Kirsch, but the shots won't be there. A 2 for 2 inside this kill feed is going to leave this even Steven on side the hill. Kirsch is going to find a break with the help of Tippin, but it's still back and forth for a battle of time. 36 seconds to gain, and that is such a big break from FGCU. They finally find the kill into the Superior, and they're going to hop in. 30 seconds to accumulate here. This is big time if FGCU can hold on to this, although you do see Mox. They battle from P1. They get into the lead, or they get into the hill for a moment. But they just drop at that. You see FGCU, they disengaged and got right back into it.
This is a huge hold for FGCU. They're going to bring themselves right back to within 40 seconds of this game. And, I mean, they were down by over 100 at one point, so this has been a great second set of rotations here from the FGCU boys. And now heading over towards this new hill, it was UTC the last time through. They got their early spawns broken very quickly by Florida Gulf Coast. This time through, if you're Florida Gulf Coast, what you need to do is not only get this hill and get the break early on here, but you also need to find a way to hold on and not allow UTC to break in for scrap.
Comes Kirsch. Looking to lead the way, finds 2, goes in, maybe a third one, helped with Tippin, and snaps to Slim. Unfortunate you died to the team nade, but the job is done for the break early from FGCU. Now looking to set up in the power positions. Well, they still don't have spawns. They know Mox are going to be attacking. From the backside, here they come. Justin Tippin. They shut down 2 of them. 3 go down again. Clicks the last one there. And of course, it's Click with the Volk. He lines up 2 of them to break back in for Mox.
And not just Click with the Volk, but Click with the Volt, finding all 3 inside the hill to get that time, to be that a nuisance on the map, to just not allow Florida to get in, or to get into that spot where they can have a good chance of being able to win this game out. Now we head back over towards P5, and once again, it's going to be UTC here. First team set up, trying to find out any information on where these players are. As soon as Superior hears those shots, I'm sure he's going to turn around, but actually a great pinch develops from FGCU, and they're able to break in from both sides and now force the spawn out for UTC.
Little game of hide and seek for FGCU, but Superior, not a good enough hiding spot. Stay there for long. 165 to 210. You can bring this back with a full hold. This needs to be perfect from FGCU. And look at that kill feed. It's all blue. This is exactly what you need. One player's here. It's Click. Tippin. It's going to take him down. Hops right back into the hill, looking to soak up as much time as they can. Look at UTC flooding on in from the burning rooftop side of things. You see the nades are going to come through. Can they find the kills to find the break? Superior does find one of them, but still in the hill. FGCU soaking up as much time as they want, Jesse. You got 15 seconds to battle for. Big kills coming out here from FGCU, but now it's time to race to the reset.
Wow, an absolutely perfect hill from FGCU here. We'll bring them back to within 12 points of UTC, heading in towards our final set of rotations. It's the closest the game has been from the very start. It's exactly what you want to see as an FGCU fan. Bring it back from down 100 points in that first set of rotations. Now heading in towards the back half, we will have UTC once again here set up early, and they can win on this hill if they hold on to the whole time.
2:22. Time's counting, but here comes FGCU. Click looking to hold on. Finds 2. Almost finds Tippin as well, but couldn't get his gun up in time. Still has Red Chase. The duo tearing things up inside the hill. 2:32 and counting. You can win here in Red Chase. He knows that. He's going to be taking the fight to them right on the front line. Good for one on the beaster. But now it's up to the rest of the team to set up. But Superior on the reload. Not ready for the next one. FGCU hold on.
Yeah, FGCU needs to not only hold on here, but also make sure that within 12 seconds left, you should start sending 3 players over towards the new hill, because you can't just leave all your focus here on this hill. You need to worry about that rotation as well over towards P2. You've got enough time now. UTC can no longer win on this hill. Everybody needs to put that full focus over towards new, and you can already see UTC has 2 players and players 2 and 4 over at that new hill.
Oh, big kill from Beezer. Red Chase still here. We have one left. It's Kirsch. Oh, Red Chase takes him down. 10 points left. But the job's not done just yet. Red Chase, he knows that. Looking for the escape while his teammates come off the respawn. He's going to find Tippin. Chasing. 3 go down. 7 seconds left. It's a full 4 down. And I don't know if anybody can touch right now because the ARs are set up and Mox Con are going to take map 1.
That map was definitely winnable for FGCU at the end there, but on that final rotation over towards P2, it was just all UTC. You saw that entire kill feed was all yellow in the feed. I mean, just a dominant performance and a dominant display of a rotation from P1 to P2. And honestly, you didn't even have the spawns. UTC was fighting from the front that entire time and just kept picking the players on FGCU off time after time after time on that final hill, and they just had no answer for it. That was a great answer back from UTC from what was an amazing looking comeback coming in from FGCU from that entire map.
I mean, it was great from both sides. A little bit slow off the start, Jesse, from FGCU, but once they started to get like the pieces together, it was looking better and better from hill to hill. I think early on, man, it was just the rotations really kind of stuffed them out for a lot of that time. And I mean, Mox, they understood the name of the game. I mean, Tuscan is very fundamental, and they were there first to a lot of those hills.
They definitely were. They were a lot of the time the first team there. And even when Florida Gulf Coast in that first set of rotations was getting the breaks, we saw it happen a few times. UTC was right there to get right back in, to even contest the back a little bit of time to keep their lead and keep that equivalent of 30 seconds of that lead all the way through the first set of rotations. And then when you went into the second set, that's when you really started to see UTC start to build up that bigger and bigger lead until FGC started to bring it back. But I mean, it was really, really close come the end of P5 at the second set of rotations. FGCU kind of just fumbled the bag a little bit at the end of that game, I think.
Look, I wish we got a little bit more when we were looking at the stats here, Jesse, because Superior 13 and 30, but like we were saying earlier on, he didn't have a lot of interactions going to the second set of rotations. I'm curious on where he found those kills, because a lot of the time, I mean, Superior was the one to rotate, and a lot of those 13 kills were very impactful for spawns.
They definitely were, but I mean, 13 and 30 is just not a very good score line. The fact that you win that game is probably pretty lucky, to be honest. The fact that you had Slim going negative and you had Superior going that negative, only 1,700 damage, not exactly what you want to be seeing out of a main AR. It was really Click. I mean, Click made up for both of his teammates combined in that spot. So definitely put on a show for us. And I mean, there were multiple times where I think we saw Click, and the one that really stands out is inside Bottom Church when he finds that three-piece to get the back 20 seconds in Bottom Church instead of allowing that one to go to FGCU. So, I mean, it's those small little things that when you have a player like Click's caliber where he can just pop a three-piece at any given time and be able to win that map individually for your team, it helps a whole lot.
And, Jesse, that's going to bring us to Search and Destroy now. And, I mean, we talked about it at the start of the show. We talked about it for the keys to victory for FGCU. Battle through the respawns. You know, hopefully you take this in 4, but the Search and Destroys were not your game, and you already lost one of the respawns. This needs to be where FGCU steps up to the plate for a search. Yeah,
Florida Gulf Coast, Search and Destroy has been the bane of their existence through a lot of Stage 2 so far. Like I said, I'll reiterate one more time if you missed off the top of the show. 1-7 against other top cut teams. It is not what you want to have in terms of Search and Destroy record. But you know what? It's a new week. It's a new time. They've been scrimming a lot. They got a coach a few weeks ago. You never know. They could come into this matchup and they could be a lot better at S&D. They could have fixed a lot of things during spring break, during our 2 weeks off. You never know. So we could end up seeing them come out, win this map against UTC, who also has not been the best Search and Destroy team against other top cut competition. I mean, they're only 4-6 in top cut matches in Search and Destroy. So, I mean, it's a little bit better than Florida Gulf Coast, but there's definitely still an opening there for FGCU.
Hey, I mean, you get 2 weeks off for spring break, Jesse. I'm going to be real. I mean, you take one of those weeks to relax, get some nice R&R, just reset from the turmoil of stage number 2. And then you go into the next week and you say, all right, let's bunker down. Let's fix some of this stuff up. You know, Search and Destroy is not bad. I mean, if you were looking at FGCU right now, going into a Tuscan, where would be a good start right now, especially with the changes?
I mean, it's hard, right? Because it's still so fresh, but I think especially on your defenses, I think you need to be a little bit more aggressive against Mox, honestly. Just make them uncomfortable on the map. Make it so that they can't just have that free A site still, even though the different defensive changes have come through. Make sure we're fighting a lot around the monument. Just make Mox as uncomfortable as possible. And then on offense, honestly, maybe hit towards B a few times. Just do some different things. Make UTC feel like they're not in their comfort zone here on this map.
Well, we get to see him on defense first, so let's see if that aggression is going to be there. And already, look at Justin right through the middle of the map, getting already tied into the corner to watch that bomb site. Not going to turn into anything. You can see two come out of Chattanooga to answer back from the first blood at a Kirsch. It's a nice nade and then a kill from Red Chase on that bomb. We're sitting 2 versus 2, both teams on their respective sides of the map. Bomb hasn't gone down yet, Jesse. Looking at anybody, it's going to be that right there, Tippin, holding strong with the AR.
I was going to say, if you wanted any 2 players left for UTC, it would have been Clicks and Red Chase. It's just going to be Red Chase now left alone. He will find one in the back line here onto Tippin. So now advantage to Beaster. He has that information.
Love this. Look at him.
Red Chase, he still has the bomb, so he can just wrap it over towards whatever site he wants to go to, and it's going to be the B site he chooses. Bomb will go down And honestly, he's in a good spot to be able to get away with his life here as well, because you can see that Tippin is still in the middle of the map. Or sorry, Beeser.
Oh, Beeser had a chance to meet him right now. You can see sitting inside bunks. Red Chase expecting the fight. Maps turns his back for the wrong second. Teammates haven't seen each other just yet.
I think Beeser saw him.
Oh, Beeser has his back turned too. Red Chase gets gifted with that round. Both teams, or both players, just moments away from seeing each other. It's a heartbreak.
I can't believe that Beester didn't see him there. I thought he may have spotted him just as he was running up that staircase, but must not have seen him at the exact time that I thought so. And that's just COD timing at its finest. You lose some, you win some. It's just unfortunate when it happens to you and you end up losing out on those. But a very good first round there out of Red Chase, the leader of this UTC roster, 3-0 already right off the rip. And I mean, honestly, not the best offense. They did fall down in numbers quite early, but he clutches up. That's all that matters there in that situation. And speaking of teams not being that great at S&G, FGCU, the main part of S&D is planting the bomb, and you forgot it in your spawn.
Oh, man. Kirsch is like, all right, guys, don't worry. I'm on bomb duty. I'm going to go back, pick it up. Still, nothing's happened on the map just yet, so I guess, you're lucky if you're FGCU that you haven't been put in a numbers disadvantage with that bomb down. But Kirsch with a sniper carrying this bomb, I don't know how I feel about that right now. Beaster's, he needs to be careful towards A, because if that goes down, if your sniper is the last one alive with that bomb, that's not what you want.
Yeah, I'm honestly watching that. I feel like the reason they all just kept pushing out was because they didn't want to lose their timings off the start of the round. They wanted to be able to check everything that they could. And a nice first blood comes in from Slim. Speaking of timings, he's just watching this whole lane here, and it's going to be Kirch wrapping back with a sniper of himself to try to contest with Slim in the corner.
Slim gets backed up, a click right alongside him, and look, Slim gets right back into form. He finds the kill on the Kirch. Sniper v Sniper, it goes Slim's way. You got a team kill out of Click, but it's going to be Justin last alive. 2v1 now. 18 seconds left to play for. Meets in the back with the pistol. Oh,
yeah, that's a pistol. Yep.
Okay, so Slim, nasty with the pistol. Rat getting put to work.
I mean, he's already making up for what happened in map number 1, right? They won that map, but honestly, it got a lot closer than they wanted to, and he didn't have the greatest map at, what was it, 11 and 30 something? So not the greatest map for him there, but already starting off with a 3-1 KD here and also on a 3 spree. So you're looking at streak possibility for 2 players on UTC now, and if Slim can continue to lock down that outer lane with that sniper, it could get really, really dangerous for FGCU in the later portions of this game.
Back on the offense, Justin, aggressive through middle now, aggressive towards P5. This is exactly where the attack from Mox is going to be unfolding. Look at this picture, this excellent view of the map, but it's only good for 1 from Justin. And look, it was a teammate to take him down. Kirsch, shoot him in the back. Luckily, it's a 2v2, so still a chance to get out here. Red Chase doesn't spot Tippin in the back. And Tippin's going to get some shots in the Click. Nice the bomb plant, but here's Red Chase now to pick up where he left off. Sniffs out that player. Now Beeser last alive. Bomb isn't down just yet. But it seems like Click has an idea that Beeser has flipped the map on him.
Confused as to why Beeser goes back towards A to check the site there when you had both players inside of the back of B. Maybe just thinking that they were going to wrap back over to A, but he spots the player with the bomb wrapping back over. So as soon as this next player picks it up, he'll have that information that bomb has been picked up, and Beeser can now just play around this B site for the time being.
It's a rematch from round 1. Can Beeser get it done? Oh,
he didn't spot him again. The
no way he didn't spot
has been
that.
So bad.
20 seconds left. You have to think that it's going to A. Beeser, he's got the MP40 right now. He's going to hop up here. Might be able to catch the timing on Red Chase if he flies on out. Bomb goes down on the chase. Beeser hops it right away. No way. No way. No way he doesn't check it. Red Chase, he's too far away. Beeser, he gets it down with the ninja.
That's a heads-up play right there from Beeser to notice that he just got off that bomb, and you saw him run around the corner just to hop straight on that. Very, very good play there out of Beeser, because Red Chase, he had no information on where Beeser was in that entire situation. So he's thinking, hey, you know what? I probably got time to wrap back to my spawn, maybe play up towards the top of the broken apartments, but not the case there. Beeser hops it immediately. Beeser gets the defuse and takes the first round on the board for FGCU, but we still got to be talking about Red Chase, though, still on 4 in a row because he did not end up dying in that round.
He turns that in streaks. That's going to be a big asset here. Slim, this was his gunfight last time around, but Kirsch doesn't want to let that happen. Second go around. Doesn't look like Slim has a sniper, and this time it's Kirsch to take his head off. First blood over to FGCU, looking for their second round to even us up, but Let's take a look at the map control on the mini-map for Mox COD right now, Jesse.
Yeah, it's very good. Clicks and Red Chase are in a great position where if anybody pushes in towards the middle of the map from UTC, they'll be in a great spot to shut it down. And as soon as they realize there's nobody over towards A, you can see right on the flank, Red Chase goes, and he should be able to shoot Kirch in the back. He absolutely does. And this should actually just pin these two FGCU players down inside a command center.
He takes down Kirch, he grabs a sniper, and he delivers it right to Tippin. Justin lasts alive, a little bit shook that he's in a 1v2, but it's Click and Red Chase that you got to go up against, and you need to clutch up if you want to go even here. Click's laying prone. You can expect it. Yes, you do. Takes him right off the floor. 23 seconds left, Jesse.
Oh, and he catches a good timing, too. He gets away underneath A for a small bit of time, but unfortunately, the player on UTC wraps straight back, able to find the kill. And that's just well played as well, out of Red Chase up top. And is that streaks? It is. 7 in a row. Red Chase found all. Did he find all 4 in that? No, he found 3 that he was on 4 going into it. So finds 3 in the round and able to close it out and find the glide bomb. I mean, just having a map for himself right now is Red Chase.
This guy assassinates Kirsch from behind, grabs his sniper from the ground, and decides, hey, Tippin, I know this is your teammates, but this bullet is yours now. Like, this is disgusting. Red Chase is absolutely having a map 7-0. Not going to be 8-0. Justin sitting in the corner is going to find him through the map. Goes for more, a little bit overzealous on that one. 3-3.
Question for you. Did Red Chase end up falling to a team kill at some point in this game? Because he didn't have streaks when we just went over to him. And I feel like if he died to a team kill, he wouldn't have showed up on the overall like stat sheets.
Might just be an observer glitch, but
it could be. It definitely could be, but it also, I believe I did see a team kill coming from Clicks in one of the rounds, and I'm not sure if that was on Red Chase or not. So he might not actually have that streak at this time, but FGCU doesn't have that information, and they might be playing around this spot that he does indeed have that streak.
There's positioning. It's not going to amount to anything superior. He's got the nose of a dog right now. Sniffs him out. No flank for Beaster this time around. He's done it round after round, but this time it's not going to amount to anything. Kershier with a pistol through the middle of the map. Switches to the sniper. Almost gets it up in time to find Superior peeking through mid, but that's going to be another round to UTC, 4-1.
And streaks or not, I mean, they're playing very well either way. It doesn't really feel like they need it at the moment. Up 4-1, like you said. The only round that we've seen come out of a victory for FGCU was a Ninja Defuse in round 3. We haven't seen anything else outside of that yet from this roster. We'll have to see here if Florida Gulf Coast can start to pick it up here. Their last round on offense, I believe they went towards B right off the rip, and they just did not find a ton of success. It left it down to a 1v1 where Red Chase was just able to drop from the top and able to find the kills. But again, it's a lot of battle going over towards the middle of the map, but UTC just completely storming the offensive side of FGCU.
And Red Chase, he's got no respect right now for Beaster's positioning. Is going to get traded out, but the way he just barrels through this map, it seems like he can do anything. And with that aggression, it allows Click to actually slip in undetected all the way into the spawn of FGCU. So the A side, it is on lock right now, patrolled by the Mox.
You can see UTC is just got every angle watched right now. As soon as somebody goes towards one of these sites, they're going to know, and it's exactly what happened. Superior, once again, will find a player planting the bomb. Justin absolutely needs to find one through middle of the map here. And they drop again and Tippin. They have so much map control that every time you try to run into something, it's just being watched by a UTC player.
Well, Justin gets gifted a kill into Slim. Can he turn this 2v1 into anything in 24 seconds? Really needs to get gifted with some 1v1s right now. But you got Superior and Click not too far away from each other. Here comes Click around the outside, not ready for the gunfight in the corner. Very slippery UTC round, as hiding in corners was really the recipe to success for them. I mean, as 2 kills in the same spot, Click and Superior putting this this corner right outside P5 to use, and that's going to put 5 on the board, Jesse.
I mean, it's a pretty unwinnable situation, though. Your teammate dies while planting the bomb. So they not only have the information that a player just died there, but that the bomb is also down in that exact same spot. That's why they just sit in the corners there. They know that you have to push it. And if you can watch every single angle while sitting in those corners, why not just do it? It's exactly what they do. They're able to close the round out and now looking to put the map away here. On map point is UTC pushing right over towards the A side, and they have complete monument control right now. And not only monument control, but look at Red Chase pushing through a flank into Church.
Got Justin fighting fire with fire right now, 8-5. Not too bad of a map for himself. Can he turn it into a round win right now? Nice kill on a Superior. It's going to be 2 for himself. You still know there's a player in the back, and he is flying right now, Jesse. Nobody can stop him but Click. One left is going to be Beaser. Another 1v2 for himself. Looks like he's got the nade cooked. Doesn't land on a red chase, but spots his head. 1v1. Click last alive.
And Beaser, the last time they were in a 1v1 situation, he was able to win it out for Florida Gulf Coast. It was a jump on and a ninja defuse, but he's in a great spot right now, playing up in this top church area where he can just kind of run back and forth between church and the A-bomb and finding where this player is. But looks like Clicks is hot on his trail, and yep, Click's able to win the 1v1 and take that number 2 there.
What? He was ready for that. The Beaster had his gun up. He was ready. He pre-fired it. He just missed the shots, and Click gave him the work.
Yeah, that is just an unfortunate situation, and a player that you absolutely do not want to be going up against in a 1v1 situation in close quarters as Clicks at any point in time inside of that map. It's just a really tough situation there for FGCU, because there were a couple rounds where they definitely could have won. And let's not forget in that last round there, Colin, they had first and second blood. They had a great idea to go push through middle of the map, take mid-map control away from UTC, which was kind of the bane of their existence through a lot of that map. But then you go towards the back half, and you don't realize that Red Chase makes that big flank play, the heads-up play through Monument side, goes in through Church, and he just shoots the 2 players in the back on FGCU, completely evens out the numbers, and leaves us in a 1 versus 1. It's just a tough situation for FGCU.
And you know what, Jesse? There were first bloods. There were aggressive plays. You know, there was a variety from FGCU. But the one thing that they were missing that UTC weren't was the ice, man. I don't know how many times UTC just brought themselves back from a life deficit or from just a sticky situation when they were trapped in a 1v2 in any sorts. But, man, UTC, they had the ice in that Tuscan.
Yeah, and I mean, not even just UTC Red Chase especially. I mean, look at the numbers that he put up. 1,000 damage, 10 kills, 3 deaths. I mean, a great game out of Red Chase himself inside of that map. Man was averaging a kill a round, or even more, a kill and a half a round through a lot of that game. Just a great display performance from Red Chase, especially after not having the hottest map 1, to be able to come out here in map number 2 and just really kind of put on a show for us once again, along with Click going 7-4. I mean, just a great, well-rounded effort from the whole team.
I mean, so far, predictions have been correct for the way of the state of the game between these two teams. It's the respawns, Chattanooga. They did have the edge, but it's where FGCU really wanted to battle them close. And we did get a close game, but, I mean, UTC, they just had the lead the whole time inside the hard point. And Search and Destroy, it hasn't looked good for FGCU. And that's going to leave them 2-0, folks. We got Control coming up soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the CCL Alpha Stream with Tuscan Control.
A good scenario for them to really...
Welcome back to the Alpha Stream. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Cruisin'. We're here with UTC up 2-0 over FGCU. Jesse, I mean, this has been a one-sided affair. I mean, through the hard point, through the search, UTC, they just have never let go of the gas.
I mean, a one-sided affair. It was a pretty close map 1. I mean, the FGCU brought that game back quite heavily. They just kind of threw it away on the last hill. Let's be real, but that Search and Destroy, I'll 100% give you. That was very much so one-sided. UCC 100% in control of that, and I mean, it's kind of been unfortunate for FGCU. We said coming into this one that they needed to win a lot of the respawns if they wanted to win this series. Well, luckily for them, they got 2 respawns coming up next.
I'm just thinking about all the people in chat who said Red Chase in 3, and I mean, it's looking like Red Chase in 3 right now, especially with Control coming up next. They're a fantastic Control team, whereas FGCU, I mean, this needs to be the start of the reverse sweep.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It needs to be the start of the reverse sweep. And you know what, though, Colin? You bring up the Control, but what's funny enough about UTC is 4-0 in Stage 2 Top Cut when winning the Control, but 0-4 when losing the Control. So could this entire series now lie on the balance of what happens inside of this Control? If UTC wins this, does this spark the entire reverse sweep for Florida Gulf Coast? I mean, only time will tell.
I mean, hey, patterns are patterns, so I mean, we got to see if it's just the bane of their existence, like you said. Control. It's going to be on deck. We got Tuscan, folks. UTC versus FGCU. Potentially last map of the series, but FGCU, they don't want to let that happen here. Looking to start off on attack well. However, shot down towards A. Can they get something going towards B?
Yeah, they split the offense 2-2, send 2 players over towards A, 2 players over towards B, and it's just Kirchie who's left alive here for Florida over towards B. He'll get a couple shots, a little bit of a tick of progress towards the B side, but then just kind of back up and try to play his life. And now he gets some reinforcements coming in, Justin.
Reinforcements were there. Now they're gone. Red chase. It's the red chase effect sometimes, you know? Sometimes you have a player there, the red chase comes, and then they're just gone. Tip in here, looking to make a play from behind. Nice shots on a one. Not expecting the second trade from Slim. Going to be keeping some numbers here for UTC, but it's a secondary flank from Kirsch and a little 1-2 punch to open up the A zone here. Looking to put some progression on board as you do have one on. That progression will be slow. Needs to get something going here every single time. It's just 1-for-1s here. Red Chase is making the move through the middle of the map, and he shuts it down again. It's only Kirsch here to make a play at A.
And they still haven't even completed that first tick of progress, I don't think, over towards this A site yet. We'll see if it comes through soon. But actually, with player 4 not hopping onto it, I would imagine it has been completed all the way through now. Yeah, it has. So they're starting to work on the second tick. I just never seen that pop up inside of the overall HUD. But yeah, they'll start to work on this. And now you can see UTC just trying to set up a pinch, not trying to allow them to get too much going and just winning all these gunfights through the middle of the map. I mean, it's only 20 seconds left, but already a 6-life lead here for UTC.
Even if you capture the A zone right now, I mean, the damage, it is monumental. From Mox Cod, they find another 2. Looking to shut down the middle pressure from Justin. Nice little fade away from himself with the MP40. Will keep it alive for 10 seconds left. Looking to hop on and stop that clock. Contention inbound here. They know Click's going to be down and out for the count. They get a second tick inbound here. Red Chase looking to spoil the fun through the middle of the map. Finds one. Pre-fires to the second one. Oh, Tippin. He better have been one shot because that was disgusting. On board to stop the capture here, but you still got pressure. 3.3 seconds. I mean, this has to be perfect, but how perfect can you be whenever you have a flank here to find 2? Superior opening up the way for Click to get in here. They have Justin on lock. Looking to take him down to put away the round, and Red Chase going to find him. 1 second left. UTC find round 1.
Yeah, it's a good first round out of UTC as well. I mean, they only allowed, what, 1-2 ticks of progress? How many did they finish with there? I didn't exactly see at the very end there. I was kind of focused on watching the kill feed at the very end there, but yeah, I think they only finished with 1 tick of progress all the way through there. And a big thing to point out on FGCU, 0-8 through round 1 for Beasts are not the way you want to start off in a game where you need to be able to bring it back. And just got a note from the producer, it was 2 ticks that they were able to finish with there inside of that first round. So I mean, that's just a great round out of UTC to start this game off.
See if FGCU can answer back, Jesse, with their own defensive round. UTC on attack will Click on attack, looking to lead the way through the middle of the map. Nice shutdown from Beaster. It's a 2-for-2. Contention over towards A. It's Red Chase again, looking to make a flank here. This time, Justin shuts him down. No flank for Red Chase. It's still contested as well towards the A zone, so no progress just yet from UTC.
They start to get a little bit of way up on it, but then you can see right away Florida Gulf Coast, they try to pinch on in, but it is just not enough. Again, just complete map control at the moment, going to UTC, and then they win all the gunfights out because of it. It's just Kirchie alive, close to this hill, and just trying to keep it contested and doing a great job of winning 2 gunfights and not allowing that second tick to come through.
2 major gunfights there. Can't find a third. Superior finally clears him out. Going to keep the progression going at A. Red Chase cutting off the rotations as well through the middle of the map. Superior looking to find his trade, but it's not going to be there just yet. It's a heroic play out of Justin to open up the flow for Kirsch to get into the A zone to stop that second tick. Minute left on the clock, Jesse, and a life lead to FGCU.
And they get off that second tick as well. I'm very interested to see what we see from UTC here. And it looks like they want to put some focus over towards A, but also it's looking like they're going to split the offense and send 2 players now going over towards Command Center and trying to break their way in towards B.
I don't know how many times Beaster has shut down this attack towards A, but I mean, he's doing a great job. 4 and 10. I think all those kills come from this round, but I mean, he has been shutting down this attack.
Look at the B control, though.
Inside of it, but look, yeah, like you said, the setup towards B. You have a flare on it. Click. Looking to find the player out off spawn. Kirsch sliding on in. Click will shut him down. So 1 tick going to be cemented towards B. Slim holding off the rotations from Burning. You have every single angle locked right now for UTC. And Red Chase is letting them know Tuscan is their map. Don't chow them here.
Never want to shoot bodies too early here, but that's going to be 3 ticks of progress over towards B. Surely this should be a round win here for UTC, with A being so much easier to capture and having a 4-life lead here on the offense.
Transition over to A smoothly. Kirsch says no. As it's a flurry of kills from FGCU to shut down an attack, leaving the lives marginally even on either side. It's 1 life difference. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. I mean, FGCU, they need to dig deep here. A nice stun from Click. Will know Justin's in the corner. Can't win the gunfight. And Justin transitions to take down Red Chase as well in the middle of the map. It's just cementing some good positioning for FGCU to set up. But as they do, Slim knocks him down. Opens up the A zone.
Finally onto A here. You can throw your stuns, you can throw your nades, and completely slow any push down from the monument side. You just got to make sure you're watching your inner U, and that's exactly where the push is coming from now from UTC. And they find all the kills, and
oh my,
Florida Gulf Coast is bringing this round back in their favor.
It's a needed round as well. 4-on-4, no respawns. It's a good old barnyard brawl right now inside Tuscan.
Oh, Slim. Big heads up play here.
Play right now. Nobody knows he's back here, but is it going to be in time? Because right now, UTC technically fighting a 4-on-3 inside the A zone, but here comes Slim. Click opens up in the front line. Slip shuts it down on the back line. You see 2 kills come out from UTC to open up A. 3 go down. Last alive will be Kirsch. Looking to make a 1v4 to shut down this round number 2.
He's not
going to get onto this in time. Is the Kadetch is going to be there, and not expecting the player to be in the immediate corner. It's going to be 2 rounds in a row from Mox God.
And that's so unfortunate there for FGCU, because I said in the middle of that round, I said surely this has to be a round win for UTC now. And as soon as I said that, everybody on Florida Gulf Coast, when the UTC players were wrapping off of B, making the rotation back over towards A, they found a few kills in succession, brought the life differential completely down to just 1, but then also got so much map control, and it was very hard for UTC to fight out of that map control. They forced it into a 4v4, but unfortunately nobody got that, picked up that heads up play from Slim to make the big flank, and ultimately that was the difference maker inside of that round.
Change of pace into round number 3 off the attack. You see 2 for 1 in favor of FGCU to get onto this A zone fast. Looks like they want to stack it as well. They want to get as much progression as they can into this round 3 early. UTC setting up for the retake, though. You have Click on the flank as well to open things up. Heads up play from Tippin to shut it down this time, and they're holding on to A, Jesse. They're cementing a second tick, looking to get 3 on the board. They have 2 players in as well, so this time will be going fast. And it looks like UTC, they might be giving this one up. They might just give this one up, and they do.
Already bested what they did in that first offense for Florida Gulf Coast. You will get 3 ticks of progress at A instead of the 2 that you had in the last round. And look at this, trying to now string the play from A over towards B. They find a few kills in successions. They'll be able to hop on, but yeah, you got to keep your eye on Red Chase now. It makes the full flank all the way through the backside of the FGCU spawn.
When he gets here, his teammate's finding a lot of kill, but he's still going to have a little bit of dying on. He forces Tippin into Superior's line of sight, and he's going to be going right back onto the neck of the beast.
Oh.
He is dancing right now, Jesse. I mean, his movement is on point. I mean, you never know where Red Chase is. He could be anywhere at this moment. As you can see, all 4 players looking to flood on in through well. Justin checks the corner, will find him. It's a 1 for 1, 3 versus 3 for this B attack. But they got to be fast if they want to keep these numbers even at that. Superior will drop B, so opening up an opportunity now for FGCU to get onto the B zone. Here come the respawns as well. Red Chase makes the heads up play to go right through Bunks to shut down Kirsch. Beaster keeping it alive. Justin on the front line as well, finding a kill onto Click. 3 possibly going down. No, it's Slim from a distance. Hits the fadeaway onto Beaster, and 3 go down to shut down the B attack.
Yep, completely shut it down. You do still have Tippin here, though, trying to make a play in the back, but it just runs completely into Click's gunfire, and Click will be able to drop him down as well. Here comes the scary part of this round. You've got a 2-life lead for UTC, and look at how far Red Chase is pushed up into your spawn. There is so much map control gone now for FGCU. You need to find kills and stabilize your spawn before anything else at this point.
Red Chase is breathing down the neck of FGC right now. Just always in their backline. He is going to be shut down, but right off the rip, you can see he's just already running to the middle of the map. You can see that FGCU kind of trapping, or kind of trapped right now towards upper patio. Beaster and Tippin, the ones here, they get a nice 1-2 on a Slim and Superior, so that is going to open this one up in a 2v2 on the inside, but Click says no. Up top's going to shut them down. Kirsch now here, Click, oh my! Hits the snap, swings onto Kirsch, and it's 4 down again.
Clicks just went absolutely massive. It was 3 players to just his 1. He finds 2 in the front line, turns around and finds the 3rd in the back line. We saw it inside the hard point. He popped 3, helped UTC able to win that map. Once again, repeating itself here. Pops a 3-piece, shuts down the push from FGCU, and now they've only got 4 lives left and 12 seconds to get onto this B zone.
You got no lives, you got no time, and UTC, they know that. They're hunting. You're going to get one last touch onto the point from Kirsch. Does drop to Superior. 1 player left, Tippin, and a 1v8. Click's going to hunt him down. It's going to be a 3-0 from Moxcon to open up the Alpha stream, Jesse, as they shut down a quick sweep on Tuscan Control.
And that's just goes to show you right now, UTC, just how much they've been working on their control. It hasn't been the best game mode for them, coming in at 4-4 inside of the CCL, but still doing a very good job here and able to just come out, able to get the job done. And, you know, I got a little crazy towards the end of that last round, but once again, I mean, you've just got Clicks on your team, and it really does feel like he is the end-all, be-all for this roster. If he's playing at his highest level and able to pop 3 pieces like that, it is very hard to lose maps.
I mean, we said, Jesse, I mean, you have a fantastic base right now if you're UTC. You've got Click, you got Red Chase to build off of. Slim and Superior, every single time we see them, they get a little bit better whenever we see them on stream, Jesse, whether or whatever league we do see them in. And you can definitely see that this UTC team, they're making leaps to try to build this team into something new.
Yeah, they're definitely learning a lot, right? And I saw a lot of improvement out of Slim today. I mean, he had one rough map, but outside of that, Slim was looking really, really good. Unfortunately, we did have a DC at the very end of that game from the FGCU players, probably just leaving when they lost. But you know what? We get to see the stats nonetheless, and you can see right there, Click once again, 24 and 18. You had Superior at 20 and 13. Slim still 16 and 15, but you know what? He did enough to get the job done there inside of that map, and even matched the damage of Superior, who had 4 more kills than him. So it is what it is. Wasn't the greatest game for the team in general, but or from any individual in general, but as a total team, I mean, they kind of just ran away with that control.
And with this win tonight, what it means for Moxcon is they clinch their spot in playoffs. They're locked in, and for FGCU, unfortunately, I don't know if they even have the possibility to lock in that playoff spot right away, so they're going to have to battle through the LCQ.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a battle through that last chance qualifier, like you said. And I mean, it's unfortunate. You'll be locked in from 9th through 12th now in terms of the Southeast Tier 1 competition. But the good news is even though you don't qualify for playoffs right away, you still will be a top seed inside of those last chance qualifiers. So there's still a very good chance that this FGCU roster can make that run, can make it in towards that 64 team playoff, and can still put up a good fight. But I tell you what though, Colin, when going up against UTC and teams like UTC, this team needs to find a way to find success, because these are the teams that if you can beat teams like UTC, that's how you will make a deep run in that 64 team playoff. They need to find an answer to the struggles that we've seen here in Stage 2.
I mean, hey, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. I don't know how many times we can say that as casters, but I mean, it's what you need to see. And right now, FGCU, I mean, they lost 3-0 today, and you need to see some big changes if you want to make that run in playoffs. If you want to make that run in LCQ in general, just to make it into playoffs, Jesse. So that's what we're going to be looking at. But that's going to close the door for our first match of the night. Up next, we've got ICC versus Texas State, Jesse. And another one where both these teams, you know, they're locked in, but they're playing for seeding going into playoffs. And to follow that, Jesse, A-State versus Northwood.
Yeah.
Number 1 team versus number 2 team in the CCL. I mean, that's going to be a spicy game. I can't wait to see it. Folks, we are going to be switching up the casters, though, for the desk. Coming up next, we're going to have I Hold Shift and returning Visions to CCL. So don't forget to give him a nice, warm welcome when he does pop up on that stream. We'll see you in a bit. Quick little break, and the Alpha stream will be right back.